Back in 2019, my best friend and I went on a trip to Alaska. It was so much fun. That was before I had my YouTube channel, but after thinking about how much fun that trip was, I decided to make a video for you. So here's some of my photos and videos from the trip. Goodbye. While on the cruise ship, it was so fun to look out into the ocean to see what kind of animals we could find swimming around. Here you'll see some dolphins. Our first stop during the cruise was to Ketchikan, Alaska. We had a great time here. We saw a lumberjack show, and we learned a lot about Native Alaskan culture. Ketchikan has the largest collection of totem poles in Alaska. It was so cool to see. Our next stop was the capital city of Alaska, Juneau. Juneau what? This place was so much fun. There was a lot to see and do here. That's actually our cruise ship right down there. Right now is when we were going up the side of a mountain. This is the Mount Roberts Tramway. It was really fun and there were great views from it. We got to visit a salmon hatchery where we learned about the life cycle of a salmon, and we got to see a lot of them swimming around. Here I am pointing to my first sight of a glacier. Mendenhall Glacier, which is very close to the gorgeous Nugget Falls. No trip to Juneau is complete without going on a whale watching tour. This was so fun to look in the water and look for whales. We did see a few. Keep watching and you'll see a whale's tail.
There's one at about 10 and one out there a little further at 11. Alright, we have a whale up at 11 o'clock. I'm going to cross behind this small vessel.
See all those little white dots in the trees? Those are actually eagles. We were told by lots of our tour guides in Southeast Alaska that eagles out there are pretty much like pigeons for us at home. They're everywhere. We'd see them sitting up on street lamps, flying around, and just sitting in the trees. It was so cool to see so many eagles in their natural environment. Our next stop was Skagway, Alaska. From there, we took a tour that went into Canada for the day. We went on some interesting adventures. About to go across the Yukon Suspension Bridge. Here we go. We got to see some sled dogs at work. Listen and you'll hear how excited they were to go for a run. On our whole trip, we only had one bear encounter, and this was it. I'm okay with that.
Stay right there, bud. No. Where'd he go? He already went down the embankment.
We saw a moose cross the road today. We saw a bear cross the road today. And we saw mountain goats up on a mountain today. And saw lots of mountains, saw lots of lakes. Went to Canada. It's true. Getting our last looks of Skagway and the temperate rainforest of Alaska, because as of tomorrow we are headed out to Glacier Bay and then on to the inside of Alaska to go to Denali National Park. After our adventures in Skagway, Alaska and the Yukon in Canada, we had 2 full days out at sea. We bundled up and went out to see if we can find some more ocean animals swimming around. We sailed through to Glacier Bay National Park. This video and the pictures that I took don't even do this place justice. It's breathtaking to see it in real life. This is called calving, when giant chunks of ice fall off of the glacier. What's really cool is we watch it fall, but we don't hear the sound for a few seconds after. And when we do hear the sound finally, it sounds like thunder. It was really neat. This trip was my first time on a cruise and my first time seeing the ocean. It was a really memorable experience. Here we are in College Fjord. Those are chunks of glacier floating in the water. Wait for it, we're about to get to the most beautiful, dramatic part. This video cannot do it justice, because in real life it is amazing. There's a bear? Ooh. That's the term, calving. So that chunk falls off. Where? Somebody sees a bear? Somebody sees a black bear on the shore. I don't see.
Way over there on that shoreline.
I don't see the bear. We'll take her word for it. There's a glacier. Right there. Right behind me. Look at that. What is this? Where am I? This is insane. A glacier. A glacier. Glacier. After that, our cruise was done. But our trip wasn't over yet. We still had a few more days on land. We took an 8-hour drive up to Denali National Park. And on the property of our hotel was this amazing Christmas store. It was so cute and I was so excited. This pretty flower is called fireweed. We saw it all over. What's also interesting about Alaska is that the days are very long in the summer. It's called the Land of the Midnight Sun. This picture was taken at 12:30 at night. See what I'm pointing to? That's not clouds. That's Denali, the tallest mountain in North America. It's not always easy to see Denali because a lot of times it's covered by clouds. One of our tour guides even told us that one year there was only 9 days that they could see the mountain. We were so fortunate we got to see it 2 days in a row. It was so cool. We also went to Denali State Park. We had a great hike here. Our tour guide knew a lot and she taught us about birds, flowers, and trees in the area. In this area, we also got to meet some reindeer. And we panned for gold. See it? And we visited this tree house that had really great views. Up in a tree house. There's the mountain again. This trip featured many modes of transportation, from planes to ships to boats to buses. And our last one was this awesome train. It was surrounded by glass so that we could see everything around us. So much fun. Our final stop on our Alaskan adventure was Anchorage. Anchorage is the largest city in Alaska. It felt a little strange to be back in a city after being surrounded by so much nature. Another fun fact about Alaska is that a lot of people have their pilot license. This is the biggest state and there aren't a lot of roads there, so to get around, people fly. We visited the Anchorage Museum. There was so much to see and do here, including making a giant bubble around yourself. There was beautiful artwork too, and we enjoyed learning all about the people of Alaska. Before heading out to the airport, we got in our last sights and smells of the ocean. My best friend and I had such a great time on this trip. I hope that you too can get out and explore.